game about cat, feeding them, collecting the toys, cat lady, and the expansion box of treats coming up.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today we are excited to show you Cat Lady.
So we've got the base version of Cat Lady here, the premium tin version, so some upgraded components, but fundamentally the base game. And then the new expansion, Cat Lady Box of Treats. Sorry, yes, no, it is Box of Treats.
So we are going to talk about the base game first quickly before going to the Box of Treats and what we think of it.
Yep.
Okay, Tarrant.
So Cat Lady is in many ways, it's nothing you haven't seen before. It's a very typical set collection or draft and set collection sort of game with multiple different ways of scoring. So you've seen this sort of game many times. There's some way of collecting cards or collecting tokens or collecting things, and then each different type of thing is going to score in some different way. And in this case, you've got cats who will score a number of points only if you get enough food to feed them, otherwise they score you nothing. You've got toys, which you try to collect sets of different ones to score points on that. You've got a majority one to deal with the costumes, so whoever gets the most costumes gets 6 points. There's catnip, where if you only get one, it's going to cost you points, but if you get 2, 3, or 4, it will multiply against your fed cats. There's Lost Cat, where if you can get 2 of these, you can cash them in for a stray cat who comes with some other combo reward. So there's all these different ways of scoring. And as I say, that's nothing new. What's different in this game is the drafting mechanic. And it's actually quite a nice one. So the cards are going to be set up in a 3x3 grid. The strays are sort of off to the side. And you choose a row or a column, and you take all 3 cards that are in it. They then get replaced. 1, 2, 3.
Chicken
Well, those are all food, but that's the case. And then the next player is not allowed to choose the same row or column that you chose, but can choose from the rest.
So let's say next I'll go there and then I'll take this and then another 3 will be drawn and so on.
Yep, and that is basically the game. You play until the cards are gone. There's a spray bottle bonus that lets you, you spray the cat and then take the ones that just got brought in. And yeah, that's the basics of Cat Lady. What does the expansion bring to it? Or should we talk about the base first?
Let's talk about the base first.
Let's talk about the base first.
Yeah. It's a really nice, as you say, I think you haven't seen before, but the base is really, well, if you like cats, and it delivers what it looks, which is not a very heavy game. So it's cute, not very heavy, and you just set collect. And it's actually quite tricky. There's some decisions to be made in this game where you're going to have to choose the right one. You don't want to get too many cats because if you can't feed them, they're worth negative 2 points. So
and you lose points if you stockpile food, if you get more food than you have cats to feed them. So there's quite a few ways of losing points by taking certain risks. So
I think they thought of everything. Like I like this mechanics of having the cat, so to prevent people from taking the cards that just got revealed.
Yeah, I think that's what sets this apart from games that do their draft. Because again, all of these set collections are some sort of draft. And I think the ones that do it poorly allow for really serious top deck luck issues.
Right.
Whereas in this game, by not allowing you to take, 3 chicken came up there before.
Yeah.
And if you only had cats that wanted chicken, you've just lucked into a perfect situation.
Although the next one is wild, which is also good. But anyways, we didn't actually shuffle our deck that well after last game.
Yeah, so I think that's a really simple, neat mechanic to kind of solve that issue, which can plague some games like this.
And these are the food tokens as well. How cute. It's like the little, milk, sardines, there's 2 VP as well, chicken and so on. what I think is it could be a little bit brutal though. So I think the way I think it's a totally different game, but also by AEG, Tiny Towns. My first game was brutal, and this is the same. So I was like, oh no, I ended up with a lot of cats and cannot feed them, and like Tiny Towns as well. I ended up with kind of like really bad points.
Yeah, it helps to know the numbers of cards in the deck before you get going at your player count.
So let's talk about the expansion.
Yes, let's show what it adds. So there's, I think, 5 different types of cards that come into the collection. 3 of them are sort of special once-off effects. So the shopping bag is a way of getting, you get 3 food and everyone else gets 2 points. So it's a good way of feeding a lot of cats, but if you don't have the cats to feed that food to, then not only are you giving people points, but you're going to win the most food left over penalty. So interesting balance one there.
That's good. There's no take that as well either. It's a nice
true,
gentle
yep.
game here.
You got the cat brush. You can spend that to swap one of your cats with one that's in the grid. So that's a nice little bit of flexibility. The laser pointer, instead of choosing a row or column, you take any 2 cards and discard a 3rd one. So extra flexibility in those. Then the 2 which sort of add really new mechanics, there's the treats. So you can get a treat, which is a different type of food, and you can pay an entire cat's food requirements with a treat instead of the multiple food. But if you do that, then the cat is only worth 1 point instead of what's printed. So that's a way of avoiding losing points for high-scoring cats that you ultimately can't feed, but it's not going to earn you a lot of points. So it's a nice sort of a balance type thing. And then you got boxes, because everyone knows that cats get into boxes
Well,
when they're there.
absolutely.
And the box, you collect it. It will require a certain type of cat to go in it. So this is a box specifically catered to orange cats who eat chicken. And if you get a cat like that, you put it in the box, and boxes will combo off other boxes. So the more boxes you get and the more you fill, the more points you score.
Absolutely. And there's some extra ones for solo, which we're not going to cover. I'm
Yep.
just going to show you
So
quickly.
it does bring a solo mode, which gives you some cards that tells you how the solo player picks.
right.
And then there's one other mechanic, which is which I have not seen in any game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
So the basic,
the only thing that's
yes,
that
basic
would
one.
be
The basic one doesn't have solo. I just realized that. Yeah.
yeah. So the other mechanic, which I've only Between Two Cities is probably the only game that has anything like it, is the shared objective. So at the start of the game, each pair of players who are sitting adjacent get a shared objective.
Have
So
to work together.
and you've got to work together on it.
Awesome.
So this one here is 6 catnip. So 6 catnip is almost all the catnip that's in the game. It's quite a lot of it. But if these 2 players can collectively get that 6 catnip between them, they both get these additional points.
Wow.
And so it adds...
Yes.
I've not seen anything like that in a game like this.
So that's quite new.
I've seen objectives where you're like fighting for them or where it's only available to those.
You're right.
But this is a true...
It's a really nice addition, I reckon.
Yeah, and it introduces, you get some of that Between Two Cities discussion about, you know, hey, it's your turn, we need that catnip. It's like, no, I really need this chicken because all my...
Other objective is chicken or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a very interesting addition.
Just to clarify as well, it is originally, it's actually says here in the box, it's 2 to 4 players is the base game.
Yep.
Then the expansion is actually 1 to 6 players. So not only solo, it
yes.
adds extra players.
Yeah, so the
So that's
expansion, that's not the expansion. What is it?
The other one.
So
So
the
yeah,
expansion adds a whole extra set of toys as well, and a bunch of extra food and stuff if you want to play up to 6.
so I reckon this is like the same discussion as other expansions. If you watch any of our previous videos about expansions, I would say expansion, I like it because it makes it a little bit friendlier. You know, as I say, I'm not complaining, but I ended up with quite a few negative points from the cats that aren't fed. So having a treat is good. You know, options to, oh, shoot, I can't feed the cat. Okay, let's get treats.
And then the brush and the laser pointer are some extra flexibility.
Exactly. So that's why I like it. Plus, there's the shared object is really nice, and then option for solo. I want to play more solo games, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I think overall, if you're going to compare this to other set gathering games, like it's not as simple and portable as a Sushi Go, but it is not that much harder. I think it does add some nice extra depth. Just needs a little bit of table space.
That's it.
As long as you've got that, it's a nice little filler.
It is indeed. So should you play? You decide for yourself. So thank you so much for watching this. If you find this video useful somehow, if you could please hit that like button, that'll be awesome. You can also subscribe to us if you haven't already done so, like clicking the Meeple in the corner and hit the bell so you get notifications when we release new videos like how to play, this review and playthrough, and live playthrough on weekends. And I'm also on social media, Instagram for example. You can follow me there too, and hopefully we'll see you in our next videos. See ya!
Bye.